Welcome, everyone. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm excited to introduce our topic, Hajj by Delegation. This presentation is brought to you by Continuous Learning Development in 2020. Over the next few slides, we'll explore the key aspects of organizing and participating in Hajj by Delegation, including the process, benefits, and important considerations. Let's get started. Let's explore the concept of Hajj by Delegation, starting with the Hanafi perspective. According to Hanafi scholars, Hajj is generally obligatory for those who are able to perform it themselves. However, if someone is disabled, they can delegate someone else to perform Hajj on their behalf. An interesting point here is the difference in opinion regarding blindness. Hanafi scholars say that a blind person cannot delegate someone to do Hajj for them, because they can't see and therefore can't oversee the process. But Mohammed, another prominent scholar, disagreed with this view and argued that a blind person can be guided and assisted through Hajj by someone else, making delegation possible. Now, regarding Hajj on behalf of the deceased, the Hanafi school allows it even if the deceased didn't delegate someone before passing away. This means that performing Hajj on behalf of the dead is permissible in Hanafi law, providing a means to fulfill this pillar of Islam for those who have passed on. Moving to the Maliki perspective, they also recognize the validity of performing Hajj on behalf of a deceased person. However, they emphasize that it's preferred if the deceased has already performed their Hajj while alive, although it's not mandatory. This suggests a slight difference in emphasis compared to the Hanafi view. Importantly, the Maliki school does not consider Hajj on behalf of a living person to be valid. So, in their view, you can't perform Hajj for someone who is still alive. It's only valid for those who have already passed away. Connecting these points to our overall theme, understanding these differences highlights the diversity of Islamic jurisprudence and how various schools interpret key religious obligations and acts of worship. It also underscores the importance of knowing the specific rulings applicable to different situations, especially when it comes to delegating acts like Hajj. Let's take a closer look at the concept of Hajj by delegation. According to Shafi, if someone is chronically ill or elderly and unable to perform Hajj themselves, they can hire someone to go on their behalf. Additionally, a person without money can give permission, or a kind of donation, for someone else to perform Hajj on their behalf. But it's important to remember that performing one's own Hajj first is obligatory. If someone is delegated to perform Hajj for another, but hasn't yet performed their own, the delegated Hajj will be considered as their own. Now, from the Hanbali perspective, if a person neglects their duty to perform Hajj and passes away, then someone else should perform Hajj on their behalf using the deceased's estate. Also, interestingly, if someone performs Hajj for another person before doing their own, that Hajj automatically becomes their own. And this applies broadly. Hajj is valid for anyone, including women without a mahram, especially if they lack the proper means to travel. Overall, these rulings emphasize the importance of fulfilling Hajj personally first, but also recognize compassionate ways to ensure everyone can complete this pillar of Islam, even if they face difficulties. Today, I want to highlight an important aspect of Hajj related to delegation and the circumstances when someone cannot perform Hajj themselves. On this slide, we see a narration that comes from Abdullah bin Buraida, who heard it from his father. The story is about a woman who approached the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and asked a very heartfelt question. She explained that her mother had passed away, and she hadn't had the chance to perform Hajj on her mother's behalf. Her concern was whether she could do something to fulfill her mother's obligation. The Prophet's response was clear and compassionate. He told her, yes, perform Hajj on her behalf. This is a key point because it shows us that even after death, certain obligations like Hajj can be fulfilled through someone else. It emphasizes the importance of delegation and the flexibility within Islamic teachings when it comes to fulfilling religious duties. This story also highlights the role of intention and the willingness to help our loved ones, especially in spiritual matters. By connecting this to our overall theme, it reminds us that Hajj isn't just about personal pilgrimage, but also about caring for others and ensuring their spiritual needs are met, even if they are no longer with us. So, in summary, this narration teaches us that performing Hajj on behalf of someone who has passed away is not only permissible, but also encouraged if they couldn't do it themselves. On this slide, we see an important example of Hajj by delegation, specifically focusing on age. Lakit bin Amir, may Allah be pleased with him, shares a story with the Prophet FDFA. He approached the Prophet and explained that his father was very old and lacked the strength to perform Hajj or Umrah, or even to undertake the journey himself. This situation raises an important question. How can we fulfill our religious duties when someone is too old or weak? The Prophet FDFA provided a compassionate and practical solution. Perform Hajj and Umrah on behalf of your father. This highlights a key concept. The flexibility and mercy within Islamic teachings that allows us to fulfill our obligations through delegation when direct participation isn't possible. This story emphasizes the importance of caring for our parents and showing respect for their circumstances, especially when it comes to fulfilling religious duties. It also connects to the broader theme of the presentation, which is about understanding how Hajj can be performed in various ways to accommodate different situations, always with sincerity and devotion. On this slide, we see an example from the prophetic traditions that highlights the flexibility and compassion within the rites of Hajj. It tells of a woman from Kothem approaching the Prophet, peace be upon him, with a heartfelt question. She says, "Messenger of God, God's ordinance that his servants should perform the pilgrimage has come when my father is a very old man and is unable to sit firmly on a camel. May I perform the pilgrimage on his behalf?" This question reflects a common concern among pilgrims: what to do when someone is too old or weak to physically perform all the rites themselves. The Prophet's response is clear and encouraging. He allowed her to perform the pilgrimage on her father's behalf. What's especially important here is that this incident occurred during the farewell pilgrimage, which was the Prophet's last Hajj. It emphasizes that even in such a significant and comprehensive act of worship, there is room for mercy, understanding, and practical solutions. This story underscores a key point for us today: the importance of ease and compassion in religious obligations. It reminds us that Islam considers individual circumstances and provides accommodations to ensure everyone can fulfill their spiritual duties. Connecting this to the overall theme, it highlights how the Prophet's teachings promote inclusiveness and adaptability, making Hajj accessible for those with genuine difficulties. It truly exemplifies the balance between fulfilling religious duties and showing mercy and understanding towards others. In this slide, we see an important aspect of Hajj by delegation, which is the condition that must be fulfilled. Ibn Abbas, RAA, narrates that the Prophet Muhammad, FDFA, heard a man making a supplication, saying, "O Allah, here I am in response to your call, saying labik on behalf of Shabruma." This phrase, Arabic lam, Arabica, Arabic ba, Arabic shada, Arabica, Arabic yet, Arabic sukun, Arabic kaf, Arabica, Arabic tain, Arabica, Arabic noon, Arabic sukun, Arabic sheen, Arabiku, Arabic ba, Arabic sukun, Arabic rot, Arabiku, Arabic meme, Arabica, Arabic tet merbuda, Arabica, indicates that the man was performing Hajj on behalf of someone else, which is a common practice known as Hajj by delegation. The Prophet, FDFA, then asked him if he had performed Hajj on his own behalf. When the man replied that he had not, the Prophet, FDFA, explained that performing Hajj on your own behalf is a prerequisite before you can perform it on behalf of someone else. He emphasized that first, you need to fulfill your own obligation by Hajj, and then you can do it for others. This narration, related by Abu Dawud and Ibn Majah, with Ibn Hibban grading it as Sahih, highlights the key point that performing Hajj for others is conditioned upon fulfilling your own Hajj first. Connecting this to the overall theme of the presentation, it underscores the importance of personal responsibility and fulfilling one's own religious duties before assisting others. It reminds us that Hajj is not just about the acts themselves, but also about the correct order and sincerity behind them.